Hi, I'm Caitlin Rhodes, and this is Easy China. Today we're talking about a topic that's very important to me. We're talking about intercultural relationships here in China, and specifically the romantic kind. I am a product of one such a relationship, my parents, and also I'm dating someone here who's Chinese. And with me today, I have two guests with far more experience than I. I have Ted, who has been with his wife for 8 years now,
right,
and Agnes, who's been with her boyfriend for about 10 years now.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for coming. I think with any good love story, we should start at the beginning. So Ted, how about you start? How did you meet your wife?
I was introduced through friends. It was interesting because when I met her, the first time I met her, I knew that this was the woman I was going to marry.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of love at first sight kind of thing. In the beginning, it was kind of tough because I was actually, she was living in Shanghai and I was living in Hong Kong. So we kind of started out on a long-distance relationship.
Oh, started
basis,
on that.
yeah.
That's hard.
And then gradually, fortunately, my company at the time moved me up to Shanghai. So then that worked out, and then we were married about 2 years later.
And Agnes, what about you?
Oh, it was even more unexpected, I think. I was doing my postgraduate studies in internship in Hangzhou. I met him in a canteen. Very, very strange. I mean, another guy invited me for lunch, but everybody together. It's not very nice. So he came instead of this guy.
Oh, wow.
So we started to meet like that, and in fact, this internship was very, very boring.
But he made it
super
interesting.
boring. But then we started to go around with him and another guy, and so that's how we met.
Oh, that's fun. That kind of reminds me of Harry, when Harry met Sally and they end up swapping, and yeah.
Yeah,
that's
great. At the beginning I was a bit lost. He doesn't speak very good English.
Yeah.
I was not speaking that good Chinese, so I was a bit like,
what's going on?
a bit strange.
Yeah. So, do you remember your first impression of him?
Very caring. And after that, I found out that he was like always supportive. Whatever I was doing, always supportive. And as I'm very independent, I like it.
Yeah.
I really like it very much.
Just support me what I'm doing. Don't ask me questions about why.
It's not like that, but for me, it's really important.
How did your impressions change? You said you had the love at first sight feeling, but
yeah, she had been married before and had a son. So, of course, you know, it was kind of a lot of responsibility early on.
Yeah, that is. That would have scared a lot of guys away.
Yeah. But when I met her son, or now my stepson, a couple of months later, and, you know, he was a great kid, you know, so that made it a lot easier, as you can imagine.
That would have been really awkward if you hated her kid.
Yeah, it made it a lot easier to deal with. And, but yeah, it's just, you know, it was just kind of a gradual thing, one step at a time, and as you know, and it's, you know, culturally, the differences and so on, and a lot of things, it takes a lot of kind of an open mind.
A bit of funny story, we were with my boyfriend in Paris, and when you are in Paris and when you are in the subway, and of course there are a lot of black people and Asian people, and he was like just watching, and like, I said, but they are French. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's such a novelty, and I'll find myself staring at foreigners now too, just because I'm thinking, wow, I haven't seen anyone that doesn't have dark hair and dark eyes and very, you know, slim built. I haven't seen anyone like that in a long time, so I find myself staring too.
No, we've got a game. We are trying to guess which nationality are the foreigners.
Oh, I love that.
That's a big game.
I love that. Yeah, I think it's very, very interesting, and I'm learning quickly, as you said, Ted. It's a bit more complicated maybe than it looks from the outside.